Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode here of the 2023 MVG Grand Slam Tournament. I am your host and your questioner, Mr. Turd Ferguson. With me here in the booth this evening is our adjudicator and statistician, Mr. Jose Cazares. Jose, it's time for another matchup.
Oh, yes. I am very excited for this particular matchup. The first round is coming to a close. We've got only a few matches left before we have our second round matchup set, and I gotta say, we got quite a good one tonight.
I would agree with you there, Jose. As we go ahead and drop into the bracket and take a look, we are in the lower quarter of the bracket here. So our matchup tonight is our number 6 seed, the owner of MVG Productions himself, Mr. Brandon Scruggs, going up against the number 27 seed, Laurence McNeil. Again, we've got a feeling this is going to be a great one. The winner of this matchup will actually get to move on to face one of our few upsets that we've witnessed so far in the tournament, Mr. Shedrick Weatherspoon Jr. And yes, it's just his name so long the junior doesn't show up, but I verified last night it's there. But yes, he was able to pull the upset against Corey Lawrence, kind of going in there to that very last round, which shows anything and everything can happen, and a player should never give up. Right, Jose?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did not expect that ending with that particular matchup, but it's like you said, anything and everything can happen, and I expect anything to happen here in this next matchup.
Hey, I do as well. Brandon Scruggs, absolutely one of the most veteran trivia players here inside of MVG. Of course, been around since the beginning because he is the creator of MVG Productions. Laurence been around for a long time too, so hopefully Brandon does not sleep on Laurence here.
No, absolutely not. I mean, both of them have their fair share of trivia knowledge, so we'll just see who is able to come out on top. But with that being said, I think if both of our players are ready, we'll go ahead and hand it over to you, Mr. Questionnaire, as we get things started for tonight's Grand Slam game.
Players, take your positions. Players here in our first round, this will be our teaser round. The teasers can come one of two ways. They could be a jackpot-style riddle, or they could be a riddle written in the form of a joke. Okay, so of course, both players here, you've got 1 minute and 30 seconds on your clock. I will remind you about your 3 switches that you have to use for the first 3 rounds. Again, these are total for the first 3 rounds, not individually for each round. So do keep that in mind. Now, as Brandon is our higher overall seed between the two, he was given the decision backstage, and he has chosen to go first in rounds 1 and 3. So, Brandon, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I am.
Your time begins now. Take the first 2 vowels in the alphabet, then switch them around. Now, add the letters S in front. What body of water have you found?
C.
Correct, Laurence. A tool for making holes, but not in soil, or what companies do if looking for oil?
Mine?
No. I'm a famous Disney cartoon dog and also the name of a former planet in our solar system.
Pluto.
What's correct, Brandon? Without this, a needle is of little use, and your clothes might unravel. Correct, Laurence. I live in the water and have something to hide. Open my hard shell, there's a pearl inside.
Oyster.
Correct, Brandon. It means to increase in size or expand what a rose can't do in the sand.
Grow.
Correct, Laurence. I'm part of your body. My name sounds exactly the same as a letter in the alphabet. What's the word?
Pass.
Red with black spots, and lady am I. Also very small.
Ladybug.
Correct, Brandon. I'm made of plastic, but often leather, worn at the beach or in warm weather.
Sandals.
Correct. Lawrence, I like to scurry about in a field or forest trail. My mask is black, as are rings on my tail.
Lemur?
No. I am usually black and white and made of leather, but I don't mind getting kicked around. What am I?
Soccer ball.
Correct, Brandon. You see me on a window, but not on a door. Also a type in the shower to keep water off the floor.
Curtain.
Correct, Lawrence. I'll help you learn, but you must obey. For most of the year, almost every day.
T-shirt?
Correct, Brandon. I'm a bird found in cities, usually white or gray.
Pigeon.
Correct, Lawrence. I am brown and furry and live near a stream or river. I have strong front teeth to make trees shiver.
Giraffe.
No. Time is up. And with that, Mr. Brandon Scruggs, you have won this first round here. You will be taking 39.490 seconds on with you to the final round. Back up here in the booth now, and Jose, that was a heck of a start to our matchup here today.
Absolutely. It was competitive throughout. I honestly couldn't even tell you who was going to win that round, but it's just ultimately just came down to the questions that the players got. And looking at the statistics here while we're at it, Brandon had a total of 6 questions, and he got every single one of them correct. Whereas with Laurence, he had 9 total questions. He got 5 correct and 4 incorrect. So both players aren't getting their share of correct answers. It's just a matter of essentially.
Well, I think the biggest part of it is how quickly they are answering.
Well, yeah, that's
correct.
true.
Yeah, you're correct that both of them are doing really well with their answering. Brandon so far is just quicker to the punch with his answer. Laurence is taking a little bit more time to find it. But the fact that they both played very calmly in the first round, that's a really good sign for the both of them. As we found, players tend to struggle and stress in that first round and then calm down. So I think that definitely gives a little bit of hope there for Laurence moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. This. If they've kept it this calm for this first round, that's going to be a sign for what's to come in these next 3 rounds. So, I'm very excited to send it back to you. And of course, in terms of switches, no one used any of them, so both of our players still have all 3 of them. And with that being said, Turd, if you're ready, head on back down there because I will hand it to you, Mr. Questionnaire. Let's get our second round started here on this Grand Slam matchup.
Players, take your positions. Players, here in our second round, this will be the odd one out round. In this round, you will be giving 3 options. You will decide which answer either belongs or does not belong based on the wording of the question. So again, as you heard Jose say, both of you still have all 3 switches of your 3 switches remaining at this time. Laurence, you will be going first here in round 2. Are you ready?
Yes.
Then Laurence, your time starts now. Which one of these is not usually yellow? A canary, a flamingo, a daffodil?
Flamingo.
Correct. Brandon, which one of these is not a sport or pastime? Hang gliding, croquet, snipe?
Snipe.
Correct. Laurence, 2 of these are oceans. Which one is not? Indian, Mediterranean, Arctic?
Arctic.
No. 2 of these are snakes. Which one isn't? A quail, a cobra, a python?
Quail.
Correct. Brandon, which one of these is not a fish? A minnow, a heron, a halibut?
Minnow.
No. Which one of these is not the name of a major river? Nile, Amazon, Paprika?
Paprika.
Correct. Laurence, which one of these is not usually white? A turnip, a ping pong ball, a hummingbird?
Hummingbird.
Correct. Brandon, 2 of these words are synonyms of anger. Which one isn't? Wrath, fury, disgust?
Disgust.
Correct. Laurence, Two of these are continents. Which one is not? Africa, Asia, Arabia.
Arabia.
Correct. Brandon. Two of these are common expressions. Which one isn't? As proud as a peacock, as sly as a fox, as jumpy as a frog.
Jumpy as a frog.
Correct. Lawrence. Which one of these words is not spelled correctly? Entertain. Entertaine. Estimate.
Entertain.
ES. Correct. Brandon. Two of these words are synonyms of prefer. Which one isn't? Know, wish, desire.
No.
Correct. Lawrence. Which one of these words is not spelled correctly? Ketchup. Ketchup. Relish. Rellish.
Relish.
Mustard. Correct. Brandon. Which one of these is not a type of whale? Blue, humpback, scallop.
Scallop.
Correct. Lawrence. Which one of these creatures is not spelled correctly? Lizard. Lizard. Crocodile. Croccodile. Alligator. Alligator.
Crocodile.
Correct. Brandon. The seasons change during two of these months. In which month isn't there a change of seasons? September, July, March.
July.
Correct. Lawrence. Which one of these is not a vegetable? Cauliflower, artichoke, mango.
Artichoke.
Time is up. I'm sorry, that was an incorrect answer anyway.
Okay.
So, at the end of that round, Brandon, you have won another round. You will be taking forward with you 16.331 seconds into our final round. Back up here to the booth, Jose again. Fast and furious answers flying everywhere. I can tell you right now, I'm really looking forward to hearing the statistics on this round.
Oh yes, you are definitely going to enjoy hearing the statistics, but I just got to say that like the first round, they were calm, cool, and collected. They answered the questions as soon as they figured out the answers. This is a very good sign going into these next two rounds. They still have not used any of their switches, so coming into the third round, they'll have all three of them to use if necessary. But the statistics were almost equal. For Brandon, he had a total of 8 questions. He got 7 right and only missed 1, whereas Lawrence had a total of 9. He got 7 right and only missed 2.
Wow. So, yeah, Brandon is firing on all cylinders tonight, and Lawrence is keeping it calm, cool, and collected. He is doing a fantastic job. Again, sometimes all it takes is that one question to kind of foul you up there that is enough to kind of give that advantage. But again, he didn't give up as much time to Brandon that time. If he could somehow pull this third round out, it's going to come down tooth and nail in that final round.
Exactly. I have no words for what's been happening just because this competition has gone down to the wire. I've been left speechless the majority of the time, but either way. With that being said, if our players are ready and if you're ready, Turd, I'll go ahead and hand it back over to you, questionnaire, as we get ready for our third round of Grand Slam.
Players, take your positions. Players, here in our third round, this is our sequencing round. In this round, you will be given 3 options. You could be asked to put those options in a certain order. You could be asked to give only one answer, being which one is maybe largest or smallest, oldest, newest, or it could ask you for 2 answers, being one on each end of the spectrum. So pay close attention to what the question is asking for. So with that being said, again, players, as Jose told us, you both have 3 switches remaining here to use in this round. And remember, any you do not use will go forward with you into the last round. Brandon, you will be starting first in this round. Are you ready?
1 second, please.
No problem.
Okay.
You're good now?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Brandon, your time starts now. Who has to wait the longest until their birthday arrives? Is it Harry for 6 weeks, Casey for 1 month, or Natalie for 39 days?
Natalie for 39 days.
No. Which person appears last in a phone book? Betty Bagel, Bernie Breadstick, or Billy Burger?
Billy Burger.
Correct, Laurence. Which one of these birds is the biggest? A swan, a falcon, a crow?
Falcon.
No. Here are 3 famous presidents of the 20th century. Who came first? Harry Truman, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan?
Ronald Reagan.
No. Which one of these countries has the most syllables? Canada, Mexico, Argentina?
Argentina.
Correct, Brandon. Who has the most money saved in their piggy bank? Albert with 10 quarters, Bonnie with 30 dimes, or Trudy with 25 nickels?
Repeat choices.
Choices: 10 quarters for Albert, 30 dimes for Bonnie, 25 nickels for Trudy.
Bonnie with 30 dimes.
Correct, Laurence. Read out each of these words to find the one with the most syllables. Observation, orchestra, opportunity.
Opportunity.
Correct, Brandon. Which one of these states has the most people? California, New York, Texas?
California.
Correct, Laurence. Which one of these weighs the most? A lion, a leopard, a tiger?
Repeat choices.
A lion, a leopard, a tiger?
Tiger.
Correct, Brandon. If you boarded a plane in Boston heading west, which one of these cities would you reach first? Denver, Chicago, San Diego?
Chicago.
Correct, Laurence. Who has eaten the largest fraction of the food on their plate? Peggy has ate 3/4, Herbie has ate 2/3, Sarah has ate 1/2.
Sarah?
No. Which one of these common birds is the largest? A pigeon, a robin, a cardinal?
Cardinal.
No. Who has the most money in their pockets? Is it Tammy with 7 dimes and 2 nickels, Francis with 10 nickels and 1 quarter, or Calvin with 3 quarters and 2 dimes?
Switch.
Switch.
Brandon. Laurence.
Switch.
Time is up. I'm sorry that was not in enough time for it to be switched. So, Brandon, you have won another round here, and you will be taking 28.209 seconds forward with you into our final round.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Like, I feel like that I don't even know what else to say at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much said all that needs to be said, and it's been proven this entire game. But needless to say, this final round is a big one because only Brandon was able to bank some time. Laurence will have the base time, but as we've seen, having the time advantage isn't necessarily a good thing. It could prove to be a downfall.
You're absolutely right. We saw that happen in a previous matchup with Shedrick Weatherspoon Jr. and Corey Laurence, to where Corey had the advantage going into that last round, and he had one time when a switch got sent back to him that he was not expecting, and basically, as he said later on, his brain went night-night, and that was all she wrote.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
speaking of switches and statistics here, I'll go ahead and mention
Yes,
this
please.
now. So in that last round, in terms of questions, Brandon got 5 total. He had 4 correct and 1 incorrect. Whereas with Laurence, he had 7 total, got 3 correct and 4 incorrect. And in terms of switches, even though they did use one in that last round, they are going to get it right back because they'll have 3 for each for the final round.
All right, so that means, man, we are set up for a heck of a final round here. That, yes, there is quite a bit of a gap between their times, but if
Mhm.
Lawrence plays it right, and Brandon makes just a couple of missteps, Laurence can be back in this in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. Well, either way, the only way we're going to find out who's moving on to the next round is if we get right back to you, Mr. Questioner. So with that said, let's get started with our fourth and final round of Grand Slam.
Players, for the final time tonight, take your positions. All right, so players here in our fourth and final round, this is our wild card round. In this round, you could be asked questions from absolutely any type of category, any genre whatsoever. Again, as you heard Jose tell you, both of you were able to keep 2 of your switches from the front part of the game. You were also given an additional switch here for the fourth round to help you. So both of you technically do still have 3 switches to help you as we continue on through our game till the very end. So, Laurence, unfortunately, you were not able to bank any time, which means you will have only your base time of 1 minute and 30 seconds to help you all the way to the end. Brandon, however, you were able to bank enough time that it was rounded up to 1 minute and 24 additional seconds, which added on with your base time will give you 2 minutes and 54 seconds here in this final round. So with that being said, Laurence, you will be going first in this round. Are you ready?
Yes.
Laurence, your time begins now. What is the only planet in our solar system that begins with the letter V?
Venus.
Correct. Brandon.
Switch.
Laurence. Brandon, give me 3 words that begin with the letters R-A.
Ramp. Ran. Run. Ram.
Correct. Laurence, give me 3 words that rhyme with ring. R-I-N-G.
Ping. Ding. Pass.
Laurence, name 3 things that you may find in a house that begin with the letter T.
Table. Towel. Pass.
Give me 3 words that end in the letter M as in Michael.
From. Worm. Dim.
Correct. Brandon, I'm going to give you, I'm looking for an animal here with the missing vowels. Tell me what the word is. D blank blank T.
Repeat.
Looking for an animal with the missing vowels. D blank blank T.
Pass.
Give me 3 cities that begin with the letter S as in Sam.
Savannah. Sevierville. And Sacramento.
Correct. Laurence, give me 3 words that rhyme with born. B-O-R-N.
Morn. Dorn. Pass.
Laurence, time is up. And with that, we have come to the end of our tournament game here today. Brandon Scruggs, you are our winner this evening. Congratulations. You will be moving on to the next round in the tournament. Wow, Jose, I tell you, that round right there was an absolute switch from, in my opinion, no pun intended, from the rest of the game where Laurence had played the game so calmly and seemingly confident and was taking his time. He got in that round, and I could feel his brain absolutely shutting down because he still had 2 switches left to use. And instead of using them and possibly catching Brandon in some tough questions, he chose to go it on his own there.
Yeah, that unfortunately ended up proving to be his downfall. He had lots of opportunities where a switch would have potentially done him, given him at least some sort of a chance, but that's the risk that comes with going for it yourself and taking matters into your own hands. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, Laurence fell just a bit short, and with that, Brandon Scruggs moves on to face Shedrick Weatherspoon Jr. in the second round.
And that is very true. And I think now would be a good time to bring those players up here in the booth and talk to them for just a minute. So, of course, we are going to start off here. We'll bring in Laurence. Laurence, again, you gave it a heck of a run there. You were up against a fantastic player there in Brandon Scruggs. Tell us, what kind of went through your mind there throughout the game this evening?
Well, I already knew that Mr. Scruggs, obviously is one of the many few trivia masters here at his server. At a certain point, I said to myself, okay, I don't want to use all my switches, and then it backfires on me. So that's why I chose to try to take matters into my own hands to try to see. But apparently, I ended up falling a little bit short. But hey, I at least tried. So.
Hey, and you absolutely did, and it was one of those, you kept it close enough. It was going to be an uphill climb in that last round, but man, you gave it one heck of a run, and for a 27 seed, I know that Brandon throughout that match, even though he was winning rounds, that those margins were getting smaller than they had started off, and I know that you left him nervous throughout the whole time. So I got to ask you, Laurence, did you enjoy yourself in the tournament?
Always.
Fantastic. And hopefully, if we have another tournament, according to what the audience out there wants in 2024, will we see you again next year?
Yes, sir. I will be here.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Laurence, for being here. You were a great competitor. Everybody out there in the audience that's watching, whether live or on demand later, make sure you give it up there in the comments for Mr. Laurence McNeil. Jose, I believe you've got our winner with you.
Absolutely. Let's now hand the mic over to Mr. Brandon Scruggs, sir. Congratulations on advancing to the next round. What was going through your mind in this final round as you had this round, I guess, pretty much in the bag?
Well, first off, let me say before I say anything else, Laurence, well played, sir. Genuinely see. I've told him many times that Laurence has the trivia knowledge that he could use to become a champion on any series here on the channel, and he's just proven it right here without a shadow of a doubt. Like I said, yeah, he caught up on a couple tough questions, but that's anybody on any trivia show. So Laurence, I want to say, well played. You had me stressing out the entire time.
Thank you.
Second of all, oh my God, this might be the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life.
and the crazy thing is, it's not over yet. You're just getting started.
I know, that's the sad part. That was the easy round. I'm like, well, supposed to be the easy round, but again, no round is easy when it comes to any sort of trivia game. So I'm like, God, I may be the one that genuinely needs the defib kit after all said and done here.
I think, you know what? You'll have some time to prepare yourself. Again, you're going to be going on to face Shedrick Weatherspoon Jr. in the second round. So congratulations again, and we'll look forward to seeing you in that second round when you're ready.
Yeah, glad you said that there, Jose. I kind of want to probe here on Brandon just a little bit before we let him go. So again,
yeah, absolutely.
As Jose mentioned, you've got number 22 seed Shedrick Weatherspoon Jr. Coming up here in the second round, which should be starting out. I'm starting to think here within the next week, round 2 should be starting. Shedrick is one of our 2 people that took down a much higher seed going into that matchup. What are your thoughts and feelings?
Yeah, what are you thinking here?
Well,
first off, I want to get his opinion, and then I'll mention mine.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm like I said, we normally do all this for fun and games and whatnot, and that's what it is here. But for some strange reason, this particular tournament, and I don't know why, I'm like, I'm taking like possibly way too seriously. I don't know. Maybe that's just my natural competitive nature of how I handle and approach games sometimes. But I'm like, I know this is like truly a test of knowledge, speed, and your ability to recall information like that. And I genuinely like want to not only put on the best performance that I possibly can, but I take no one lightly at all. Like I know, and I've seen again, maybe just I have benefit because of all the shows that I have hosted here. I've seen the trivia knowledge that everybody here has, and everybody has proven in one way, shape, or form has the knowledge to be on any game show here. So I don't take anybody lightly at all. And knowing that I drew Laurence, that might have been a good draw in the first round, but I'm like, I know how tough Cedric is. He's come very close on many times of picking up championships and has won championships on a couple game shows here. So I know the fact that he took down a higher seed than him is going to be something that will be in the back of my mind, but I will be taking it very seriously, and I will be doing my best to make sure that doesn't happen to me, or at least hopefully that it doesn't. But I know the road only gets harder from here, and I'm just hoping I'm up to the challenge at this point. So,
well, yeah, and as for my opinion on this, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. With all due respect, I can genuinely see this one being a toss-up because, like you said, Turd, Cedric had taken down a very, very big, very competitive player, if you want to put it at that. But, I mean, I honestly cannot tell you who will take the win in that one. But either way, the matchup is set. Now players all have to do is prepare themselves. They already know how to play the game. It's just a matter of what's going to happen next time. So either way,
that's true there, Jose. And you know, as the people can see there, number 6 seed Brandon Scruggs going up against number 22 seed Cedric Weatherspoon Jr. We are down to now only 2 matches left in the first round before we'll be ready to move on to the second round. We've got, as you can see, one there is our number 14 seed Aaron Glenn going up against my co-host tonight, number 19 seed Jose Cosres. And if we scroll up just a little bit further, we still have our number 13 seed AJ Richards going up against number 20 seed Neil Sternitsky. So still lots of great tournament action to be had. I'd like to thank Jose here for being with me alongside in the booth and for helping us with our stats tonight. But we have come to the end of another fantastic episode here of our Grand Slam tournament. Again, I would like to thank all of you out there, whether you're watching on the live stream or if you are watching on demand later. Thank you for continuing to support this tournament. Again, we've still got several matchups to come here. You can go back into the history, look at the playlist, check out all the previous videos from Grand Slam, along with all the other amazing content put out here at MVG Productions, mostly by our winner today, Mr. Brandon Scruggs, who without him, we wouldn't have a place to come play, nor would we have anywhere that we could throw up this really cool content for you. So make sure that you like our video and all the content that's out there, including the 2023 Game Show Marathon that is currently airing at the time of this live stream. We're in night 6 on that, so hope you are enjoying that. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you ring that bell for notifications so that you will know when Brandon puts up more content from recordings and when more live streams are coming your way. But until we come back again for another first round matchup here of Grand Slam, for Jose Cosres, for Brandon Scruggs, and Laurence McNeil, I'm your host, Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you next time for another matchup here in the 2023 MVG Grand Slam Tournament. This was an MVG production.